Okay, everybody, the next shot we're going to look at here is a really unfortunate shot. As we can see from down the line, I don't even think the ball can be seen. It's on such an incline slope here, and we're playing over a bunker to an elevated green. So severe downhill slope, and I've got to go kind of high and soft with it. So we have to play an extreme high shot to sort of counteract the hill here. Now, to just kind of show you how severe this slope is, I had to pitch a couple of golf balls to get it to stay there. It's a situation where it's really that steep. So we're really unfortunate that our golf ball actually came to rest here. So what we have to do is, if we were on flat ground, this would be a super flop shot. Okay, the caveat here is that the hill is significantly tilted. Okay, so what I see a lot of golfers do is they still stay fairly vertical and they just try and create the steepness, and generally they end up hitting way behind the golf ball, or they've got to try and shift the path so far inward from a normal setup they don't really get control over the direction this ball goes. So this is a shot that's very setup based for success. So again, we need a super high shot. So the first thing we're going to do is have as much loft as possible. Okay, so that's going to require opening the face up, and we're talking this thing needs to be pointed straight up at the sky. We need maximum loft. Okay, but in terms of our body, to create room to get this shot to come out online and have the steepness we need, we have to navigate this hill properly. So instead of being square to my target line, okay, I'm going to leave the right foot pretty much where it is, or the lead foot for me, pretty much where it is, but I've got to pull the trail foot back massively. Okay, that's going to give me room, okay, as I lean forward to match the hill. This is a big piece of that. I'm now matching the hill. Okay, so my steepness of this shot is going to shift my path what would be outward a little bit here. Okay, if all else being equal, I'm going to shift everything outward. Now what I'm going to do in the swing, and we're going to go about this responsibly, is that I am going to make the steepness occur, which is going to seriously shift the path back to the right with the increased steepness. I get to shift the swing direction massively to the right. So what happens here, there's a couple basic things that we need to get right. I need at the setup of this shot, I really want my spine, my upper body, to be perpendicular to the ground. It just gives me a little bit more of an awareness of how steep this is, how much I need to be steep in relationship to the hill. Because if we think about this on flat ground, and where we're hitting high soft shots, a lot of times we're talking 5, 6, 7 degrees angle of attack on flat ground. Well, I need that same amount of angle of attack relative to this hill that I'm at. Okay, so if the hill is a 30-degree hill, I need 35 to 37 degrees of angle of attack if we're talking about straight up and down. So I have to get massively lean forward for that to be possible, which is, again, that steepness would, just based on my baseline, shift everything way too far to the right. I can increase steepness even more as I pull this across the body. Okay, not something I advocate a lot off of flat lies, okay, because loft is going to have a disparity of the path, and that's where we get issues playing high soft shots off of flat ground. We don't generally have 90 degrees of loft to our hill. Okay, in this situation, because we have close to 90 degrees of spin loft intentionally here, okay, you're probably not going to get there, but you basically blade everything, but we're kind of sneaking up on that. The club face direction becomes nearly irrelevant of start line because there's so much loft. It becomes way closer to which direction is the path moving. So we have to get in a setup position to where I'm matching the hill vertically as close as I can, and that to have the steepness I need for this shot, okay, I need the path to be going the direction I'm trying to get this golf ball to move. Okay, so that's why we've created such a hooked stance here, is because we're creating a ton of steepness while we're working the club back across our body. That path needs to be the direction that we're trying to hit our golf ball. So I'm going to hit this shot. Again, the only benefit you generally see here is that on a hill this steep, if that golf ball comes to rest, there's generally a little bit of grass underneath of it. It's really the only benefit or the bone they throw us out of this lie is that for it to stop on this hill, it's going to have some grass. So we do have a little bit of cushion to go underneath of it. The only warning there is if it's a lot of cushion, make sure you don't just slide right under it. Okay, but we've got a medium lie here. I'd call it sort of a B lie if we're going to grade that. The big things we're dealing with here are the slope change. So again, I'm going to massively hook my stance, get the trail leg all the way out of the way. I'm going to try and get my spine as close as possible to the slope of the hill, okay? And I'm gonna have my baseline set up most likely closed so that as I'm working the club across my body, the path is actually headed the direction I want this golf ball to go. So we're gonna see, again, all the loft I can get on it, ton of steepness to match the hill, path trying to go the direction of my target. So let's see how well we can do here. All in all, not displeased with that. Didn't quite get it to the hole, but out of this lie, I obviously got it over the bunker in front of me. I'm on the green. I got a chance at saving this. This is an extremely high level difficulty shot. So I'm not displeased with that. Again, you're just judging that B lie along with in a 30 or 40 degree different position. So pretty pleased with that. Again, you're trying to move the club. The steepness you need for that shot needs to be increased the same amount as that hill. So if I'm used to a 5 to 7 degree angle of attack on flat lies, and I've got a 30 degree hill, I need 35 or 37 degrees of steepness. Obviously there's nothing in front of the ball, so there's not a big divot, but that's sort of the geometry change we have to navigate that hill, all while playing literally the maximum loft we possibly can. And that's why the face angle doesn't matter so much. It's really all about getting the 3D path headed the direction